The top hacker is playing golf on the rooftop. Suddenly, an uninvited guest shows up. Then the woman invites Jobson to meet her boss. Jobson politely refuses. That's when Hallie suddenly calls out his daughter's name and says she can help him win back custody of his daughter. She even promises $100,000 just for one meeting.
What do you got to lose, Stan? He just wants to meet you. One time. You don't like the situation? Walk away.
And that's it.
That's it. And you keep the money.
Jobson is tempted, and the boss he's about to meet is John. On the surface, he's just an ordinary rich guy, but his real identity is actually a top assassin. Then John sits down in the VIP room surrounded by his men. A few minutes later, Hallie rushes in with Jobson. Once Jobson sits down, John orders his men to bring a computer, and the screen shows the encrypted entrance to the defense database. Even for a top hacker, it would still take an hour to crack the code, but John demands Jobson finish it in 5 minutes. Jobson wants to refuse when he sees this, but the bodyguard behind him holds him down tight, and a gun is pressed right against his head. Seeing this, Jobson doesn't hesitate anymore. His fingers fly across the keyboard, but when he hits enter, the system still denies access.
3, 2, 1. Too bad. You gotta die. No, wait.
Turns out the gun wasn't even loaded. It was just one of John's pranks. But Jobson doesn't let him down. He hits enter again, and the encrypted defense database grants access. John is very pleased with this. Then he takes Jobson back to his mansion, where a supercomputer has already been set up for him. And John brought Jobson here for only one goal, to make him crack the defense encryption program. And afterward, he'll get a $10 million payout. But Jobson hesitates a bit, but under the temptation of money and women, Jobson quickly agrees.
So, is it impossible?
Nothing's impossible.
Good. So we have a deal.
Then John tells Jobson his plan. 6 years ago, the police started gathering evidence on crime syndicates. They secretly launched a special operation codenamed Swordfish. Within a year, John set up tons of shell companies. These accounts had already made $400 million in profit. But even after the police operation ended, these companies were never exposed. Instead, they just kept racking up interest. Up until now, the balance has already gone over $9.5 billion. Now they just need to break through the bank's firewall, and they can easily steal the fortune. But then Jobson says, the server can only be accessed at a bank with the main network line. That's almost impossible. But John just tells Jobson to look outside. Right behind him is the World Bank with the main line. John immediately orders Jobson to finish the job in 12 hours. Jobson doesn't let anyone down. By noon the next day, he hands John the finished disc. Then John leads his crew into the World Bank. After taking control of everyone inside, they strap each hostage with a custom bomb vest. Then they face off with the police. But due to a mistake in command, the hostage's bomb goes off instantly. John immediately demands a plane within 30 minutes. They'll leave on a bus from the airport. With so many casualties, the police don't dare act rashly. They can only meet all of John's demands for now. Then John uses Jobson's daughter as leverage and forces him to complete the bank transfer. Helpless, Jobson has no choice but to comply. Soon $9.5 billion is transferred to the designated account, and John keeps his word, letting the two of them go. But just as father and daughter are about to leave the bank, the account they just transferred to suddenly drops to zero. Jobson immediately knocks down 2 henchmen and manages to get his daughter out safely, but he's captured again by the robbers, and enraged John pulls out his gun and threatens him. But Jobson doesn't panic at all, because he already set up a 1024-bit encryption on the account. As long as John dares to kill him, they won't get a single cent. Jobson then lays out his own terms. If John releases all the hostages, he'll move the money into the designated account. But John is already prepared. He orders his men to hang Hallie up. Turns out John had already discovered the undercover agent. Watching as Hallie is about to suffocate, Jobson has no choice but to transfer the money again, as John demands, successfully moving the $9.5 billion back. Then John takes the hostages onto the bus, but the police have already set up a massive trap at the airport. But what they didn't expect was, on the way to the airport, a heavy transport helicopter suddenly appears overhead. Then the robbers hook a cable to the top of the bus, and the bus gets lifted into the air by the chopper, and the police can only watch helplessly as the robbers escape through the sky.